Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Shemi Al Shai by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops at Great Millstone that taught us His truth and ruled well, and to the men that taught them. And peace and blessings to the elect, and that will be the nation of the Israel. And that begins with the 144,000 who are the prophets today. And also that great multitude of men, women, and children the Heavenly Father is going to have mercy on. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are the true Hebrew Israelites, and that is according to the Holy Scriptures. And this is your brother Dawadah coming with another lesson, and this lesson will be how you're going to want to get out of the hood but still have a ghetto mindset. And if you see this picture right here in front of you, failed, niggas like this, have that ghetto mind mentality, but want to come out of the ghetto and get out of the ghetto. Well, evidently, you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And this is how our people are. You know what I'm saying? Our people is lost. You know what I'm saying? They lost in the sauce. They would rather just keep on being asleep. You know what I'm saying? Staying asleep and staying niggas. But that's what Esau has created. You know what I'm saying? Esau has created that type of fashion. You know what I'm saying? With our people. And our people, they don't care, man. They don't care one bit. You know what I'm saying? They would rather just stay, hooked to the matrix. Because see, our people is content, being on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But in their reality, they think they're on top. You know what I'm saying? In Babylon, because what Esau, their daddy, has, sold them a dream. You know what I'm saying? But it's really a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? And that matrix, that these niggas love, living in the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? They would rather live in the ghetto instead of elevating their mind, you know what I'm saying, to come out of the hood. And that's why their mindset is still the same way when they leave the hood, you know what I'm saying? They still have a ghetto mindset, But the only way you can come out of that is you have to come back to, you have to submit yourself back to the power, Yahweh Shemi Al Shai, And now since the Most High has, has put that breath, has breathed that breath into us, which we're hoping that we'd hopefully elect, and back into our spirit, There's no more dry bones, And what we're supposed to do is, if any brother is transgression, we supposed to, lift that brother back up, so that brother don't fall back into, that brother don't fall back into, plugging himself up to the matrix, that he would, stay, unplugged from the matrix, because, we don't want our brothers partaking in that sin, But what does, black culture teach us, Black culture has taught us a lot of wicked stuff, man. And it's from Esau has pushed that out there and taught us these horrible ways, To commit murder to our own brother, breaking houses, steal from your own people. Committing adulteries with another man's woman, So we have been taught, in this horrible society, thinking that that's black culture, And what does black culture also taught? In this society, black culture also taught us to not to snitch. Basically, if you did not see what happened, don't snitch. Keep it moving, And that's what our people do, And that's why the Most High is not with us right now. He hates us for what we do. The things that we do, man, is dumbfounded. You know what I'm saying? And this culture that we have inherited is not our culture, man. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much death. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I'm praying, hoping, you know what I'm saying, that this video will be edifying, you know what I'm saying? You know, because we need to wake up, you know what I'm saying? You know, we need to wake up because our people is in a dark, cloudy, you know, tunnel, you know what I'm saying? And this is looking through the lens of this world, man. You know what I'm saying? The so-called white man, you know, eyes, which his biblical identity in the Bible is Esau, the Edomites, which they don't want to claim because they have a judgment coming, you know what I'm saying? But they have taught us a lot of bad things, you know what I'm saying? So we need to stop, you know, wanting to live in the hood, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, roaches, rats, liquor bottles everywhere, you know what I'm saying, needles all on the ground from junkies shooting up. You know, niggas want to kill another nigga for stepping on his shoe. We need to come out of that mindset, man. You know what I'm saying? But how can you know, how can a nigga come out of the ghetto when he got a ghetto mindset? You know what I'm saying? He wants to stay there. He wants to stay, you know, locked in. And he'd rather just, you know, instead of him rising to the top, he'd rather stay at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. You know what I'm saying? Because ye have said we have made a covenant with death. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what we have made. This is what we have done. Made a covenant with death. And when you live according to what this world wants you to be, that's saying you only live once. You know? And what's that saying? So live it up. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell when a brother is not from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you could tell when a brother is different. You know what I'm saying? You know, he has a little type of integrity about himself. You know what I'm saying? But what will happen in this world? You know, niggas, you know, people look down on that. You know what I'm saying? They look at him like something is wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, he doesn't want to live in the hood. He prefers the suburbs. He you know what I'm saying? They look down at that. The brother, like, this seems someone break, you know, and this is the type of brother they'll break in his house, you know what I'm saying? You know? It's the type of brother, they'll hate on, you know what I'm saying? Without a doubt, you know what I'm saying? They'll look at him, you know, and look at him like he's a snitch, you know what I'm saying? And look down upon this brother, you know what I'm saying? And that's what our people do, you know, at all times. And with hell are we our agreement. Yeah, because we are in hell, you know what I'm saying? We are in this day in captivity, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we content with that. Being at the bottom, man. We okay with this pale-faced devil ruling over us, man. And what? Man, our people don't care, man. They prefer to be niggas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas lost in the mind. You know, and if you confront a so-called white man with all the lies he has promoted and done to our people, you know what I'm saying, letting things be known that the so-called white man is our enemy, you know what I'm saying? You're basically going to have nothing but a super coon say, something is wrong with you, man. Man, why you talking about the white man like that? He ain't done nothing to us, man. We free, man. You know? He ain't done nothing wrong, man. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? But that's our people, man. They'll rather be super coons and coon, you know what I'm saying? And it says, when the overflowing scourge should pass through, yeah. And this is what they think, you know what I'm saying? You know, especially when martial law comes in. They're going to wish that they hearken to this truth, man. It's going to be like that movie The Purge, you know what I'm saying? Esau going to come down, man. He going to come down on these niggas, man. He going to put these niggas to death, man. And you can see some of the Esau people getting riled up now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they getting riled up. You know, they ready. and it should not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge. Yeah, and we have then that's what and we don't trust these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't trust the so-called white man as well, because of what they did to our people, and all they do is constantly lie. You know what I'm saying? And on the falsehood have we hid ourselves. Yeah, and these are those people that live in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Glorify themselves, living in the hood. Being street niggas. Like you know what I'm saying? Like having a chip on their shoulders. They like to brag about, oh man, I did 10 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And these are the type of brothers that get praised. You know what I'm saying? But a brother that's trying to do right, you know what I'm saying? They look at him like he crazy. You know what I'm saying? A brother that's graduated from college. You know what I'm saying? And not into the bullshit of this place is. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's what people, don't like. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather, like a nigga that just doing all kind of crazy stuff, shooting and killing their own people, robbing, liquor stores, you know what I'm saying? And like I said again, when you have someone that graduated, from the hood, they get overlooked. You know what I'm saying? They get talked about. You know what I'm saying? But let a nigga, live in the city limits. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he get praised like he get everything, especially when he get out of the pen. You know what I'm saying? Did 20 or 30 years. Man, all the women trying to holler at him. But that's how it is, man, because we've been messed up in the mindset. So how can you, want to get out of the ghetto, but you still have a ghetto mindset? It's not going to work, you know what I'm saying? And and the Most High tired of this bull crap, man. He tired of this. He tired of our people, man. Most High said he is raising up kings and priests, man. And that's what he doing with the Akim on the four corners preaching his truth. That rulership mindset, you know what I'm saying? Someone who is able to rise up to this challenge. Because that's what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We're breaking free from that chain of darkness. You know what I'm saying? We getting away from that. Because we tired of these niggas, man. Y'all definitely got to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to go. Because we ain't gonna shed no tear when the Most High start putting y'all to death. Let's go to 1 Kings 8:35. Because this place, man, has did a number on our people, man. And our people, don't fail to realize that this place got to go, man. When heaven is shut up, there is no rain, yeah. And when there was no rain back in the day, you know what I'm saying, we needed rain, you know what I'm saying, to attend to our crop, you know what I'm saying. If we wanted that crop to do good, you know what I'm saying, when the Most High, blessed us with that rain, you know what I'm saying, it helped our crop to grow. But without that rain, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to grow. And this is how, this is how, our people made money, especially back in the day, because they have sinned against it, yeah. And we sin against our true living power, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we're humbling down, coming back to Yahweh Shem Shai, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you know what I'm saying? Because then he brought us down to a very low, busted, you know what I'm saying, with no money, but now he has, put that breath back into us and, raising us up, you know what I'm saying, from that low and from that very low vibration, you know what I'm saying. Now we thinking like, having that king mentality mindset, you know what I'm saying, not no nigga mindset, And if they pray towards this place and confess thy name and turn from their sin, when thou afflicted them, yeah, this is what we're trying to get our people to do. But they just have nothing but hard heads, you know what I'm saying? They refuse to turn back. And that's why, the Akim on the four corners of the earth, That's why we sign and crying, you know what I'm saying, to wake up our people, you know what I'm saying. But don't need the remnant, which is the 144,000. And the elect is going to wake up to this truth. They're going to take that heed. These niggas, they ain't going to take heed, you know what I'm saying, to this truth, you know. Then hear verse 36, then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sins of thy servant. Yeah. And this is basically what we have to, you know, do to get out of the hood, you know what I'm saying. We need to make any of these sports teams that pushes on our little ones to make it. We don't need, you know, to hit the lottery, you know, to make it, you know what I'm saying. And that's what most of Esau does with our people, man. You know, comes in the hood, you know, paint you a dream, you know what I'm saying. You know, that you can make it, you know what I'm saying. You can make it to the NBA, you can make it, you can make it, you know what I'm saying. But then they gonna still have that nigga mindset. They gonna still have that ghetto mindset, man. Even though they made it to the NBA, you know what I'm saying. You know, and we don't need nothing from the government. You know what I'm saying. You know, because what the government did, kicked our men out the household. You know what I'm saying. You know, and that's what the devil did. You know, gave us any type of assistance, especially to the women, man. And what they did was one against our men, you know what I'm saying? But if you confess your sins to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that's what we doing. The Akim on the four corners, confessing their sins. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do, to receive that crown, you know what I'm saying? Because this place, man, is nothing but crap. And that's what we're doing now. We're sighing and crying to follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because what we're trying to do is seek the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that. We're trying to seek the kingdom to come, you know, and that's what Yahweh Shem Shai is doing. He's elevating us, you know, out of this mindset that, you know, Esau has, you know, pushed on our people, and now our minds are cloudy. But that's, I'm speaking of these niggas' minds are cloudy, not us, you know what I'm saying? Because we have, you know, came out of that. It says, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. You know, and that's what we did, you know. And what did Paul, you know, say? Your mortal mind can't even fathom what the Most High have for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't even fathom, you know. And it says, and of thy people Israel, that thou teach them good way wherein they should walk, you know. Yeah. And that's back in, let me go back to, what was it, Isaiah 8 and 36, yeah. Yeah, because our people, man, no, got the wrong slocky. Kings, First Kings, yeah. 8 and 36. Yeah. And what it says, and of thy people Israel, that thou teach them the good way wherein they should walk, yeah. And the good way is to follow the law, statute, commandments, you know what I'm saying? What's the good way? Don't steal from your brother or sleep with the next man's wife, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything that happens in the hood, you know what I'm saying, which is glorified. That's not being glorified and walking, you know what I'm saying, you know, doing what Yahweh Sheba Shai say do. You know, that's being a bitch ass nigga, a cutthroat ass nigga, jealous ass nigga, emotional ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these niggas do in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And the list goes on, you know? You know? And if anything, you know what I'm saying, we got to make sure we doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying? You know? And that's what our people do. If a guy is doing the right thing, you know what I'm saying, got a nice house, good job, married, drive a nice car, you know what I'm saying, keep his yard looking nice, you know what I'm saying, what's going to happen? A nigga going to hate on him, you know what I'm saying? Well, the first thing he going to do is try to, you know what I'm saying, plot to try to find a way to rob him, you know what I'm saying? And most of these cats like that, you know what I'm saying, you know, they're going to be, you know, they're going to watch them, you know what I'm saying, what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to off this dude, you know what I'm saying, kill him, you know what I'm saying, because he, you know what I'm saying, he good with his finances, you know what I'm saying, he takes care his business, take care of his, his household at home. But when you have a nigga that have a nigga mentality mindset, what he's gonna do? He's gonna try to plot to rob him, man. He gonna try to, what's that saying? The crabs in the bucket. And that's what our people is, man. What a nigga want to do? Waste his money on buying expensive shoes, brand new tires, rims, to put on his whip. You know what I'm saying? And he do all that, but don't even pay his rent. And this is the type of niggas that get glorified in the hood, man. That's why this place gotta go, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 37, if there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar, if their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And everything is in the scriptures fit our people, man, to the T. You know what I'm saying? We are sick and tired of our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, Isaiah chapter 1 and 5, you know what I'm saying? That's why, we need Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that locust is us paying all those bills, you know what I'm saying? Every month, man, we got to pay bills to Esau, man. Taxes, you know what I'm saying? The water, electric bill, you know what I'm saying? And what Esau doing, man, he's the ultimate oppressor. Just keep on beating our people down, you know what I'm saying? Because today, man, we're still in this captivity, man. And niggas want to stay in captivity. They want to stay in the hood. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing better. Let's go to Hagar 1 and 6. Then I'm going to close on that. Yeah, because that's all our people know. You know what I'm saying? Hagar chapter 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye have eat, but ye have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earn wages to put into a bag with holes. Yeah. And that's pretty much what we have done, man. We ain't getting nowhere, man. We moving like a turtle move, man. You know what I'm saying? Living in this oppressed place, man. But look, but like I said again, our people want to come out of the ghetto, but they still have that ghetto mindset. And it's best for you, man, to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. That's what's important, man. Because right now, man, this ain't the right place for us, man. That's why we want this place to be destroyed, man. So our kingdom be set up, you know what I'm saying? The tabernacle of David, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why we're tired of this place, and this place has to go. You know what I'm saying? Let me read that back again, and I'm going to close out. And it says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earn wages to put into a bag with holes. Yeah. So everything in the scripture, man, this is what, we have little of. You know what I'm saying? We have little of eat. We have little of drink. You know what I'm saying? Clothes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people homeless. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no place to go. And especially the wages, man. We getting paid where all we doing is giving it right back, man, when you get your paycheck. So, man, now, man, since we got the true riches, man, now. So that's why we're putting our trust into Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Not to keep a ghetto mind, stay in the ghetto and keep a ghetto mindset. Or come out of the ghetto and trying to keep a ghetto mindset when you leave the ghetto. So we already, Yahweh Shem Yahushua already elevated our mind from that. So I hope this was edifying. I want to say call Allah. I want to say shalom. Shalom. I want to say call Allah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, that great millstone that ruled and taught us His truth, the 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim on the four corners, listening to lies each and every week on the highways and the byways. Until you brothers and sisters tune in for edification. Shalom.